Hey there, island dreamers, locals, and anyone craving a slice of paradise. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time, to the Fun and Key West podcast, where the vibe is always laid back, the stories are salty, and the drinks, well, they're definitely frozen. I'm your host, Michelle O'Connor, your unofficial tour guide to the Conquered Public. Whether you're planning your first trip, your fifth trip, or you're just daydreaming about trading the cubicle for the ocean breeze, you are in the right place. Here's the deal. This podcast is your insider's guide to all things Key West. We're talking where to eat, hello, conch fritters and key lime pie, where to drink, spoiler alert, there will be rum, where to stay, and all the quirky, wonderful things that make Key West the one-of-a-kind paradise we all love. Plus, we'll keep you up to date on the latest happenings, festivals, events, maybe even the occasional Hemingway lookalike sighting. And just to keep things spicy, we'll be bringing on some amazing guests now and then, locals, business owners, and people who know the island like the back of their sandy hand. So grab your flip-flops, pour yourself a cold one, and let's escape to the island state of mind together, whether you're tuning in from your hammock or your commute, while wishing it was a hammock. We've got all the Key West goodness coming your way. Thanks for being here. It's going to be a lot of fun in Key West. Let's dive in. Aloha, friends. Welcome to Thirsty Thursday. Whether you're joining us live or tuning in later on the podcast, I am so glad you're here. Today, we're raising a glass, no passport required, to the tropical vibes of Tiki culture. We're diving into the history of Tiki bars, the art of crafting the perfect Tiki drink, and how to create your own non-alcoholic Tiki mocktails that taste like pure sunshine in a glass. So grab your favorite Tiki mug, settle in, and let's escape to paradise together. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Michelle with Fun in Key West, and it is another episode of Thirsty Thursday. If you are joining us live, let me know, and I'll do a shout out and let you know that I see you and hear you and ask all your questions. If you're listening to us on the podcast, thank you so much. Be sure to put any questions you have through a DM, and I'm going to tell you the whole thing. Like, subscribe, share, all of it. But Thursdays is where we deal with a lot of places to drink in Key West. But sometimes we also talk about things that have to do with Thirsty Thursday. And today, we're going to raise a glass to the good life. No passport required. And we're going to be talking tropical drinks and something that feels like pure sunshine in a glass. Virgin Tiki drinks. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people who are, for various reasons, are opting to go to the mocktail side. And I thought, you know what? I haven't done a very good job of sharing the mocktail side. So we're going to dive into a little bit of what makes the history behind Tiki bars, and obviously their South Pacific inspiration, and what makes a really good Tiki drink. What makes it a Tiki drink versus just a tropical cocktail? And how you can recreate some of your own non-alcoholic Tiki drinks, such as the pina colada or Mai Tai. And then we're going to do some presentation tips. So if you have people over and you're talking all about tastings and having people in your backyard to your Tiki bar, now you've got some options. So where did Tiki start? So Tiki culture began back in the 1930s. It was the Americans were trying to escape from the Great Depression, and they just needed something that fueled them to just really make them forget about the trials and tribulations that they were going through. Entered in Ernest Raymond Beaumont Bate, better known as Don the Beachcomber. I think I like Don the Beachcomber better. But after he spent some time in the South Pacific, he opened up his first bar in Hollywood in 1934. His goal with this bar was to create a place where people could escape reality and travel through tropical drinks and a Polynesian style decor. He wanted them to feel like they've escaped and gone someplace wonderful and warm, and absolutely a place that would let them totally forget about where they were at and what was going on in their life. So if you think about the Polynesian decor, you'd have bamboo walls, fishing nets hanging from the ceiling, carved statues, there's tiki statues. So this was the first tiki bar. Again, opened in the 1934 in Hollywood. So, like with anything, when there's success, there's going to be people who come in behind and try to replicate it. And they sometimes successfully do. And in this case, they did. So, after Don had success with his first tiki bar, in came Trader Vic's. And this place was founded by Victor Bergman in Oakland. And Trader Vic is one of who actually, this is the place that perfected the Mai Tai. Now it's obviously the world's most famous tiki cocktail, but it was perfected right there at Trader Vic's. Hollywood absolutely loved tiki. Celebrities of the time visited the bars, decor spread nationwide. And after World War II, servicemen returning from the Pacific brought home stories that fueled the trend. And if you go back and look at some of the TV from the 1950s or the movies, you're going to see a lot of those influences and how that shaped the culture of the 1950s because tiki became much more than a cocktail. It was a vibe, it was fun, it was escapism, and it was exotic adventure. Today, in Tiki, you have several places. Obviously, there's the Tiki House in Key West, but there's a lot of places, especially around the country, that offer that Tiki experience. Some notable places are in Kansas City, you've got Tiki Cat, you've got BJ Reynolds Tiki Bar in Portland, and there's places in Orlando, there's places all up and down Florida, and I'm sure any state within the United States has a Tiki bar that you can all go to. But in Key West, you're always looking for that tiki bar. Up the Keys Tours offers a tiki bar tour. You get in their van so you don't have to worry about driving. And you can wear a lei, you can wear a grass skirt. And I think you visit 4 or 6 tiki bars out the Keys. And you can experience tiki in the Florida Keys. And that's a lot of fun if you're wanting to do something as a group or just meet new people while you're exploring tiki bars. But Key West is such a vibe that meshes so well with tiki. It's laid back, it has a beachy feel, it's a slightly kitschy atmosphere. And so everything just feels right at home in Key West. Tiki culture and island life go hand in hand for sure. So, what makes a drink tiki? Tiki drinks are layered usually, and they're bright and they're bursting with fruit juices. And even in the mocktail form, they're designed to transport you. So you have tropical drinks of tiki, you usually have these typical ingredients. You have pineapple juice that adds that sweetness and that island flavor, orange juice, that coarse citrus note, grapefruit juice or lemon juice that has that balance and tang, that yin and yang and the sweet and sour, all of that. You have fresh lime juice, and that's that acid that just brightens up the whole drink. Coconut cream or coconut water, and that makes it a smooth, creamy texture and just has those notes of tropics in it, right? And then you have passion fruit syrup or maple syrup. Can't find passion fruit syrup, and the maple syrup, it's used for the sweetness and it adds a little bit of complexity. So if you can't find passion fruit syrup, you can most certainly use maple syrup. Remember, it's going to give a slightly warmer taste and profile than a passion fruit, but it gives you that sweetness for sure. And so there's signature flavors and syrups that are used in tiki. And some of these, it's just that flavor that you're like, oh, this doesn't taste right until I add this. So it's like that inami flavor. So you have orgeat syrup, which is like an almond syrup. So that's a very tiki staple. And that gives you that nutty undertone that you find in tiki drinks. Rock candy syrup or a simple syrup, you're going to use that for your sweetness. And then you have different syrups. I'm going to say these aren't all syrups. These are on the other side of being flavored adding. So you've got ginger beer, which think about if you drink a Moscow Mule, you're going to have a ginger beer in there. Orange bitters, used usually in an old fashioned, but it just has those volumes of flavor. And that passion fruit syrup. So it adds that tropical depth in there. And then you use non-alcohol spirits. There's several on the market that you can tap into. I like Ritual. I like their gin. I like some of their rums and their tequilas. It gives you that flavor profile without the alcohol. But if you have a favorite non-alcoholic spirit that you use, try those. But as I always say, let me know what you're using so that I can also try that. And Mary Elizabeth is saying hi. Hi, Mary Elizabeth. So you want to be able to mimic the warmth of that white rum without the alcohol. So the non-alcoholic spirits do very well on that. Now remember, Tiki's all about the experience. So it's not just a drink, it's the experience. And they're usually served in really fun tiki mugs with carved faces. If you don't have any place local to get them, shop online. I'm sure you'll find something. And they're always garnished with fruits. So you think pineapple slices, and then you're going to have mint sprigs just to have that. When it's topped, when the drink is topped, it gives that aroma that you smell first before you taste. And it just gives a different profile to the drink. So you're going to have, like, again, the pineapple slices, you're going to have the mint sprigs, maraschino cherries, and of course, you have to have a cocktail on bottle, right? And again, you're going to have maybe an orange slice or a lemon or a lime slice on there. And think about this. A good tiki drink should look like a vacation in a glass and taste like a vacation in a glass, right? So the texture of these tiki drinks, they're usually sold, not usually frozen, because if you think back, there wasn't that type of drinks that were made back then. They're usually over the rocks. But in today's tiki culture, they can be frozen, but they're all cold drinks and they're meant to be sipped slowly. And that crushed ice, and so it's not blended, but I think you can sometimes pour it over a crushed ice. It gives you that beachy bar feel. So the tiki mocktail revolution. Why go virgin? Why go non-alcoholic? As I said when in the intro, more and more people are discovering the world of non-alcoholic drinks. It's from tropical mocktails to sophisticated non-alcoholic spirits, and just they're choosing either because they've had their one for the evening and now they just want to have a mocktail going forward, or they've just decided, you know what, we're going to give our liver a break, or they've decided for various reasons they're just not drinking alcohol. But virgin tiki drinks can deliver that same taste and offer that festive vibe without all of the rum and all of the alcohol. These are perfect. To think about it, your designated driver, they would love to be able to have a drink, but still be able to drive. Or maybe a mom's to be, so you're expecting. And so that gives you that opportunity. And again, just anybody wanting to have a good time, minus the morning headache, right? So you're going to have to recreate these classic cocktails without the alcohol, obviously, to make them a mocktail or a virgin tiki drink. You're going to need to replace the white rum or the dark rum with either coconut water or ginger beer or a non-alcoholic spirit. Because you're going to have that body and depth in that drink. Use fresh juices as much as you possible can, not the bottle juices. It's going to taste so much better. The drink is going to be much more fulfilling if you use the freshest ingredients when you make these. So the best results are going to come from squeezing your own lime and your own orange juice. For that creamy tropical flavor, you can blend coconut cream and pineapple juice, and that's your virgin pina colada, basically. And then you can build off of that. If you're looking to recreate the fizziness, you've got club soda or soda water or sparkling water. And there are some really exciting, interesting sparkling waters out there that can add some depth and flavor to your drink. So imagine passion fruit sparkling water, coconut sparkling water. There's even some tropical and stuff. So tiki drinks are going to need to have a really good balance. You're going to not have them too sweet, not have them too sour, and that's going to allow the drink to be enjoyed. So you're going to have a perfect balance between four things. And that's going to be sweetness, That's going to come from your fruits or your syrups that you add. You're going to have acidity, and that's going to come from your lime or your grapefruit. It's going to have body. So that's going to come from coconut cream and all those syrups as well. And then you're going to have your aromatics. You're going to have your fresh mint, your citrus garnishes, and all of that. So what are you going to need to make sure you have the perfect tiki bar set up at home? Well, some tools of the trade. You're going to have a cocktail shaker. You're going to have the cocktail shaker no matter if you make any drinks or not. This is how you're just going to blend and shake your cocktails that we all talk about. You're going to need a jigger or some way to accurately measure your ingredients. They sell those little shot glasses with the ounces on them. Those work fine too. You're going to want to have a strainer that goes over your cocktail shaker. That way you can strain out any pulp, and so that you've got a very smooth drink. And then you're going to want to have fun glassware. So you're going to go online, and then this is my go ahead and my giving you permission to go out there and buy some really fun things. Tiki mugs, hurricane glasses. They even sell hollowed out coconuts that you can drink out of. Just have fun. Find something. Don't go wild. Stay within your budget. Have fun. There's some rule of thumb on mixing if you're a bar. Some of your ingredients are at room temperature, and then you chill them so that it smoothly blends. And then you're going to add ice last for that frosty, frothy punch. If you are indeed doing multiple ingredients within your drink, you're going to layer those fruit juices, and so that you get that gradient look. Think about a tequila sunrise. It's layered, and that's what makes the drink feel and be so absolutely wonderful. You're going to want to garnish gingerly. Again, we're going to smell the drink before we taste it. So you're going to put in that mint sprig, a maraschino cherry, your pineapple slice, your orange slice, a cocktail umbrella, because after all, tiki is about over the top joy, right? Sure, if you're making up these drinks and you're having fun with these, think up some names. Maybe a key lime lagoon, or a Mallory Square sparkler, or a sunset sail punch. Come up with some really fun, exciting names to have them. So I'm going to create a whole new blog post all about virgin tiki drinks, and I'll link it over whenever this gets published over on the YouTube channel for us. But let me go over real quickly 5 must-try virgin tiki drinks, and I'm pretty much easy there. You have the virgin Mai Tai. So this is the tribute to Trader Vic. And this is going to be pineapple juice, orange juice, fresh lime juice, and that almond syrup in a splash of soda water. And you're going to garnish it with a mint sprig, a maraschino cherry, and a pineapple wedge. The classic cocktail reinvented, still tropical, still tangy, just without the rum. You're going to have a non-alcoholic pina colada. So that's going to be coconut cream, pineapple juice, and some simple syrup. You're going to blend it with ice to make it all nice and creamy for the absolutely creamy, creamy tropical drink. And then you're going to garnish with a pineapple slice, a mint leaf, and of course, a cocktail umbrella. And I would put that one in a hurricane glass. I just think that would be cute. A citrus sunshine sparkler would be grapefruit juice, orange juice, lemon juice, and maybe a little bit of maple syrup. Or if you don't want to use that, maybe try some simple syrup and a splash of club soda. And this bright, refreshing mocktail that makes every day a tiki Thursday. What about a passion fruit mojito? So you would have passion fruit syrup, if you can find it, fresh mint, lime juice, soda water, and a touch of ginger beer for just that right amount of fizz. It's sweet, it's tart, it's lightly spicy from the ginger beer, and it's your island breeze in a glass, right? And last is the ruby red tropical punch. This is grapefruit juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, some simple syrup, and maybe some passion fruit syrup just for that extra layer of depth. You're going to serve it in a bowl with slices of citrus in there. So think oranges and all of that, and some fresh fruit. And then you can share it. Whenever you are presenting your tiki drink, make sure that you use vibrant garnishes and just really over-the-top accessories. Tiki is meant to be over the top. Tiki is meant to be theatrical. and keep the final product absolutely visually stunning. It's because it's so much about the look as well as the taste. And let me know your favorite drink that inspires you every time you go out. What's your go to tiki drink or the one that you make at home? And places that you love to visit for tiki drinks in Key West. So we went over a lot today. The history of tiki, how to make what makes a tiki drink, and how you can craft your own non-alcoholic mocktails that are inspired by current and past favorite tiki drinks. In the meantime, I want you to head over to FunInKeyWest.com. Check out all of our recipes for cocktails and mocktails over there. Be sure to sign up for our free happy hour list. That gets you on our newsletter. And every week we send that out. And you get to answer a trivia question that gets you in a drawing for a Key West swag box every month. So be sure to check that out. And be sure to check out our book club. I just announced to our VIP club the November book, but for everybody else, that book will be coming out soon. You guys can check out our book club over at Fun in Key West as well. In the meantime, you guys have a great day. Cheers to sunshine, sea breezes, and sipping in paradise. One mocktail at a time. You guys have a great one. We'll talk to you later. Bye. And that's a wrap. We explored the history, flavors, and flair of tiki culture. And now it's your turn to bring a little paradise into your own glass. Don't forget to check out FunInKeyWest.com for recipes, happy hour tips, and all the Key West vibes you can handle. Sign up for our newsletter to snag your chance at some Key West swag and join our book club for even more fun. I'll put links down in the show notes. Until next time, cheers to sunshine, sea breezes, and sipping in paradise, one mocktail at a time. Stay tropical, my friends.